Fortnite OG is already dead. Community, creators, players, everyone is outraged from some of the stuff that they have added and some of the stuff that they have taken out. Let's get right into it. Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Tricky. Welcome back. And if you're new here, thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to be going over a topic that really needs to be discussed by the community, and it is that Fortnite OG is already dead. Now, if you don't know already, Fortnite OG just dropped a few days ago, and we saw player counts of 1.1 million up to 2.2 million players on the game. But the player count for Fortnite OG went from a million all the way down to 300,000. Now, what's the issue? But guys, first I want to tell you about Flexispot, which is the chair I am using right now. This chair is absolutely fire. I've been using it for the past week or so on stream. I wasn't even able to stream because my back hurt so bad on my old gaming chair. As you can see here, I kind of sat at an angle, but with the C7 chair that Flexispot offers, the backrest locks at 93 degrees with a latex padded seat and adaptive lumbar support. The adaptive lumbar support conforms the spine when seated, and there's no need for an additional cushion. The chair has a 4-level lockable backrest with a maximum recline of 128 degrees. And this footrest is just fire. I mean, I fell asleep on it for about an hour while filming. That's why my video was out so late. There's also an adjustable 3D headrest. This has definitely helped my neck while streaming, and I can sit for about 6-7 hours streaming without even having to get up because this chair is just so comfortable. And it even accommodates heights from 5'7" all the way up to 6'9", and the weight is up to 300 pounds. Use my exclusive code C730 and get a $30 discount. It's honestly the best time to buy the C7 right now. Thank you so much to Flexispot for sponsoring this video, and let's get right back into it. First, I want to read a comment here by miniature_madman1. This was on my video, Why Fortnite Needs OG Movement to Survive. The new mode is very weird. It's like half OG, half not. All the epic legendary guns are chapter 2 models, but the common rare are OG. They have stuff like the double pump in the game, which was a glitch back then, but can't bring themselves to have OG animations. Then, when we have the new movement making it impossible to keep track of what the hell is going on, as most of the POIs in Season 1 are just too small for people to be moving around like it's Warzone, which paired with the old gun damage, which was broken as frick even back in the day, it's an absolute sweat fest that you can't even take a single second to look around and enjoy the map. I know a lot of people will tell the people like us that we are bitching too much and that we aren't happy making anything. But like, come on, man. They said it was going to be OG, not OG remastered. It's no different from the first time they brought back the map. Just some different guns, honestly. The map is way too small for this, and it's downright impossible to have fun on the game unless you're playing the damn thing 12 hours a day, every day. Now, I understand Miniature Madman's frustration, but here is the problem. It has to be an OG remastered because it's on a new engine. We can't have everything that we had exactly to a T because the frame rates were different back then, the performance issues, it was just completely different. I'll throw up on screen the OG Season 1, and if we had this back, people would be complaining. They would be like, why not utilize the Unreal Engine? We don't care if it's remastered or not. And I just think it's funny that there's people that are complaining that it's not exactly OG, but I do agree with his frustration. And that's where I want to get into my first point. They need to have the original models. It's so weird that they only brought back a few of the OG models, even going into the shield potions and grenades, but they didn't go all the way by bringing back the OG legendary bolt, the OG purple bolt, even the OG purple and blue tack. It's just so odd to me that they did not do that. And yes, the double pump was a glitch, but it was a glitch that made the game a lot more fun. I can understand why they didn't have a lot of the glitches be brought back, such as sniper pump. I mean, come on. Sniper pump is just a way too broken glitch. It would make the game unfun. People would just be complaining the entire time. Personally, I absolutely love the double pump. It's so much fun to use. You can run around. I mean, it's very, in my opinion, it is not balanced, but it makes Season 1 so much more fun, and it enhances everything about it. The next thing I want to get into is the movement. Yes, I do agree with Miniman on the OG movement. They should bring it back just for the sake of it. They're bringing back everything else. They might as well bring it back, but you need to understand something. Modern day Fortnite players and even Fortnite players during Fortnite OG last year are so used to the sprinting and sliding. I could understand if you want the visuals the same, but still, the visuals now, it's just different. The visuals are just a little bit different. It does make a large difference, but I have gotten so accustomed, and many modern day players have gotten accustomed to the movement, that it just makes sense to keep it in. And one thing to mention as well is that Fortnite needs to keep the movement a little bit similar in Season 1 OG to Chapter 6, because for content creators like me especially, it's going to be very hard to flip-flop from Season 1 OG to Chapter 6 OG. Now, one thing I do want to say is that if this does become a larger issue and the player counts are dropping because of the movement, they definitely should add a third mode, even a fourth mode. So I also saw a comment by NEBin_ on my Fortnite is bringing back OG graphics video. And what he said honestly needs to be in the game. This was probably one of the best comments that I've gotten. I know it may seem a little convoluted, but they should just make 3 total modes: OG builds, zero build, and builds with OG movement. That's just my opinion though. Well, NEBin, that is a very good opinion. I 100% agree with you. If it really is this big of an issue, Fortnite could basically cookie cutter everything. Put bots in the regular builds mode, and then for the builds OG movement mode, you could have no bots, no SBMM, have everything OG. Instead of calling it builds OG movement, just call it builds OG mechanics. Make everything the same. Everything for that season. From Season 1 to Season X, have a mode called builds OG mechanics. That would be perfect. But for OG builds, that would be the only mode that should have ranked. Builds OG mechanics should not have ranked, because it would just be way too chaotic and way too much of a mess to play 4 different ranked modes, trying to get it more than that. 5 or 6 different ranked modes. It's just way too much for Fortnite to add. But adding a casual mode, builds OG mechanics, would be so much fun to see. And it's funny because every single player that I've played with is like, I hate this movement. They need to just go back to the original movement. This would be a very good way for Fortnite to have a good addition to the game. It would make the community very happy. Yes, it would split the community a bit. It would split the base, but it would rise Fortnite's player counts, and honestly, it would bring so much more supporters to the game, especially if they made the builds OG mechanics mode permanent. Now, if you don't know, there are clients that hold the OG files. I do not endorse, I do not condone you to download these files. There have been some things pop up that are viruses. Not even that, it does break Epic's terms of service. They do not like people using these clients. So once again, I do not condone the use or download of these clients, but essentially it holds all of the original files. It's all of the original gameplay with public matches. And I know that a lot of people would much rather just play this than play Fortnite, where they just play the game now of Fortnite, because why would they go and play Fortnite if they have everything that they want on there? It's all original. All of the skins are free. You don't have to pay a dime for cosmetics. So if they want to bring the players from those clients back, just put the builds OG mechanics. And the reason I'm not stating zero build at all is because zero build needs the modern movement, or else it will just be way too hard to win and you'll just get shot. I mean, think about it. With the OG movement, if you're in zero builds, you are going to get beamed, lasered if you're in a field. There's nothing that you can do. It would make for a fun competitive game mode, but at the same time, it's not worth for Fortnite to add because so many people would complain about it. Next thing I want to get into is the shield potions. Now, a lot of people are furious that shield potions are so scarce, and actually, I'm not going to name the YouTuber by name. He's a very great YouTuber, and I watched some of his videos, but he released a video about OG Fortnite and how there's like no shields on the map. And what was funny is that in that video, he found about 13 shield potions just in that one match. So I thought that was pretty ironic. He was always at full shield. It was just very ironic. I mean, obviously that's very lucky in a game, but he probably should have played one more game out just to back up his opinion. It still was pretty funny to see though. But yes, in some games it feels like you find shield pots infinitely and slurp juices. In some games it does not feel like you find shield pots and slurp juices like at all. But here's the thing. OG Fortnite did not have that many shields. It was very bare bones. I've said that in past videos. OG Fortnite is very, very bare bones. It feels like now you get 1-2 tapped in the head, you're dead. You're dead. And honestly, that's the beauty of OG Fortnite. So if you're complaining about that, honestly, just wait until next season. Wait until season 2, which is January 1st. I'm sorry, but people have been asking for the original OG back, and they've been complaining about it so much, and Fortnite gave it to us. So, quit complaining. Seriously. Next thing I do want to get into is the sweats in the game. Guys, I think this is pretty self-explanatory. Players advance in the game. Do not expect for newer players to play the OG mode, because a lot of the newer players are probably a lot younger and they've never played OG Fortnite, probably weren't even thought of or conceived whenever Fortnite came out. So, I mean, it's obvious they are going to play the game as well. You can't be mad. The game has advanced from a long time. It's been almost 8 years since Fortnite's release, okay? Obviously, the players are going to be better. There still shouldn't be bots in the game. And honestly, think about it this way. It's a lot more competitive. It makes the game a lot harder to win. It's a lot harder for me to win games, but I think it's a lot more fun because it really shows true skill. And yes, I understand if you want to hop on, let's say you're, with some of your buddies, you may be a little bit older, 21, 22, 23. You just want to hop on, drink a few brewskis, chill out, and you get demolished by a sweat in solo squads. I can understand how that's a little annoying. So Fortnite needs to find a way. How can they separate the older players and the newer players in different lobbies? And it's actually crazy. I found this out very, very recently, but supposedly there's no SBMM on Fortnite OG. A lot of people are very mad about this. A lot of people are very happy about this. But here's the thing. It makes it a lot more fun because you don't know who you're going to face. So the player that you could be facing, I mean, there's a very slim chance that you're going to be fighting a very good player that is landing on the outskirts of Salty Springs. So my advice, if you're dying so much, don't hot drop a lot. I've noticed, I was playing with some of my friends actually earlier today, and they were very mad because we kept going Salty Springs. There's no SBMM. We kept going Salty, and they were mad because they kept just getting absolutely demolished. But keep in mind, there's about 10, 20 people that land there. They're all good players. And if you're getting just completely destroyed by these teams, just don't land there. Fortnite OG is very, especially this map right now, it's very, very rewarding for players that aren't as good at the game. There's so many outskirt houses that's the point of Fortnite OG. You're supposed to land at these outskirt houses, not land at these hot drop locations. Just land on outskirt homes if y'all are having trouble. Just go have fun, go chill, go look around. People are complaining, they're like, I get destroyed in lobbies so quickly, but what they don't understand is if they just landed at these outskirt homes and just played the game how it's meant to be played, split up, you wouldn't die as quickly. Your games would last a lot longer. That's the other thing too, why I'm absolutely loving Fortnite OG, is the games feel like they last so long. And I know the one downside is that Storm, you have to run very, very far, but you could find places more in the middle that it might be a little shack. You get a white pump, maybe an AR, but the white pump does 200 damage to the head. The burst does 36, 72 to the head. It's insane. So why not just go land at those outskirt homes, since all of the loot is really, really just balanced? It doesn't really matter what gun you have. If you don't like anything that I said, you might as well just go play Chapter 6 or go play Warzone. Seriously. And if you're coming back, I really hope that you stick around for Season 2, because I know Season 2 is much better than Season 1. Still my opinion. Season 1 was one of the peak seasons for me, but I'm a very fast-paced player now, and I do not enjoy a lot of the slow plays much. But Season 2 was very fast-paced. We still had double pump in that season. It was just so much fun. I definitely think that Fortnite does need to add a third mode, however. A comment from Taser Rex: Fortnite OG Season 1 needs to have a third mode for no turbo building, or like an LTM type of mode where you can only have like 100 mats to stop build sweats. I think this would be a very fun way to introduce back the LTM modes, because that's what made OG Fortnite so perfect as well, is the LTM modes. And having a mode like this that players want by not fully releasing it would just be such a cool way to bring back no turbo building. Another thing they need to bring back, a comment from Overtime is Overtime. If I could bring back one thing to OG, like I said on the stream, literally all I want is SBMM. I don't care about OG movement, turbo building, duos and trios. I just need SBMM. I suck at the game. I can barely build a basic box and my aim is a hit or miss. So I rely on bot lobbies to actually have fun with the game. When OG was first leaked in November, I was really excited. I feel like modern Fortnite is way overcomplicated, as well as Chapter 1 having everything that made Fortnite so iconic, even if I'm a little more nostalgic. Overtime is Overtime. I agree with you, bro. Why wouldn't they just add back what the OG community wants, since it's an OG game mode? Obviously, the newer players are going to stick with Chapter 6, maybe flip-flop a little bit, but in general, just keep the mode OG. You advertised it as an OG mode, so keep everything OG. Obviously, rebooting we need to keep in the game because, I mean, people are just going to log off. We've gotten so accustomed to it, but things that are quality of life changes, keep in the game. But yeah, I mean, I know he did say that he doesn't care about duos and trios, but I mean, I think that's a major problem in the game right now. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Tricky. Make sure to use code TRICKYS in the Fortnite item shop. Also, thank you Flexispot for sponsoring this video. Use code C730 at checkout whenever you're purchasing a Flexispot share. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Tricky. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.